way? No. And if I think too much on it, I break down and cry now. Because up until Malcolm, I never thought we would see our day in the sun. And then Malcolm, I said, this is it. This is it. We go throw down. They either will kill us or we go become citizens of this country.
Blood in my veins makes me the same. Wanna be a man, but I know I'm less than.
Shortly after the death of Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan replaced Malcolm as the minister of Temple No. 7 in Harlem, New York, and subsequently became the new national representative for the Nation of Islam.
And I'm smiling out loud, but my smile is a lie. Tell me why.
With the assassination of prominent figures, combined with civil unrest and an ongoing war in Vietnam, America found itself at a crossroads of social change. And it was in this arena that then heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali would face his toughest opponent.
Therefore, this brother that they used to call Clay, Cassius Clay, I give him the name Muhammad Ali, is universally recognized, and I am also given credit for calling him by such name.
I think Muhammad Ali had that same love for Elijah Muhammad, but he had a certain love and respect for himself and the understanding of where he came from. He was Cassius Clay. Now Elijah Muhammad made him Muhammad Ali.
We believe in obeying the laws of the land. We are taught to obey the laws of the land as long as it don't conflict with our religious beliefs.
Here was a man who had been given the opportunity in this country for great wealth. And he wants to depart from the status quo.
Whatever the punishment, whatever the persecution is for standing up for my religious beliefs, even if it means facing machine gun fire that day, I will face it before denouncing Elijah Muhammad and the religion of Islam. I'm ready to die.
That was his decision. That was his consciousness. That wasn't a blind loyalty. Muhammad Ali would have stood machine gun fire. He would have done that. That's right. And I know it. And the country and those people that he's told that believed that he would do it. He wasn't doing that in ignorance.
They describe Malcolm as being our manhood. Well, in some respects, Muhammad Ali was that too, but not in the eloquent sense, but just in that world of celebrity.
As the 1960s came to a close, Elijah Muhammad turned to his next economic venture, whiting H&G Fish.
As long as your stomach is in the kitchen of another people, you'll always be their slave.
During the 1972 run in that area, Elijah Muhammad was really making an all-out push to grow the Nation of Islam, to expand it. And we're getting to an area now that is international trade.
If you're going to build a nation, you need an infrastructure. And the infrastructure must include business.
Well, it just happened that in New York, a gentleman by the name of Alisan Dobra, he was a Turkish Muslim. He met the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He hired Mr. Dobra on the spot just to train the members of the Nation of Islam in the area of international trade.
This was the first time in the history of black people in America of African descent being given an opportunity to take the leadership in such a dynamic, independent role of economics.
At the behest of Elijah Muhammad, Nadar Ali negotiated a deal with the Peruvian government to import large quantities of fish to be sold by members of the Nation of Islam. This was aimed at furthering Elijah Muhammad's objectives of gaining economic independence.
How much pressure was on each rank and file member to sell that fish?
Well, a lot of pressure, but it wasn't physical pressure. It was mental pressure.
Usually a quota would be initiated, and the captain, you know, who had control of the men, would implement a quota on you rather than you coming in telling them what you were willing to do.
From the sale of Whiting H&G, the Nation of Islam grossed over $18 million a year. But such a massive business venture did not come without challenges.
We unloaded 7 ships in the LA Harbor. We unloaded 7 ships ourselves in the LA Harbor. We came out on the docks to help. They said we were not union. And that was a union dock. So what the union people did, since we came out there, they said, well, we'll close down the docks. We won't do nothing.
And we weren't going to allow nothing or nobody to stop us. So they said that they wouldn't unload it, period. We had 20 trucks, we had our own men, we had 240 men, and the captain said, look, we'll take care of it ourselves.
And he called them all to attention, and he told them what had to be done.
And they say, well, look, you can't do that. This is a union dock. If we don't unload it, it won't be unloaded.
Those brothers pulled off their coats after the longshoremen left and sat down. Their brothers pulled off their coats. They went inside the warehouse.
And a couple of the brothers knew how to operate cranes. Brother jumped on the crane. In fact, it was a Lieutenant Rayford. I know, a little bitty brother, man. He was small in size, but his heart was big as the ocean, man. He was a fiery young soldier.
And they started running that little tow motor.
He operated and swung that big lift around, and brother began to stack it on. Just stack the fish on top of that bed.
And started sending the fish down on the conveyor belt. We had our own trucks come in.
Over 200,000 pounds on that first shipment, if I'm not mistaken. We unloaded it off the dock and started putting it on the truck. Shop stewardess came out and told us, say, now listen, the union is going to send some people over here to let you know that, you know, you're not supposed to be doing this. So the captain said, man, don't worry about none of that, man. You do what you got to do. We're going to do what we got to do. We're not going to let our fish rot just because we are not in the union. The guy said, who's in charge? As soon as he said that, man, we stopped and the captain stepped straight to the point, man. Captain Ali Rashid was so cool. I remember he had on a black outfit, and the captain said, I'm in charge, man. And the guy told the captain, said, well, look, you know, you're in violation here. You can't do this. And the captain said, in violation of who and of what? Who am I violating? Well, this is a union dock, and the union has to do this. You can't do it. The captain said, look, man, look at me. Captain said, these are our fish. These are our men. Allah's God, so what you want to do? 200 men, everybody was ready to do whatever. We was going to tear that dock up. And the man said, look, I ain't got nothing to do with this fish. I sure ain't got nothing to do with God, with Allah, so y'all handle your business. The captain said, you a smart boy. Here, take a piece of fish. Gave him a 5-pound box of fish, and we finished the work. And, you know, that was it.
During the 1974 Savior's Day Convention, marking the birth of Farad Muhammad, the Nation of Islam's National Secretary, Abbas Rasul, opened the convention by outlining the nation's profound accomplishments.
Salam Restaurant, the Muslim import stores, the Muslim fish house, the Shabazz grocery store, the Shabazz bakery and coffee shop, Temple No. 2 clothing store and office building, the new sales and office building on 78th Street, the Guarantee Bank and Trust Company, Progressive Land Developers, Muhammad Speaks newspaper plant, which is a cold storage and warehouse. So in closing, I would like to say just this, that the followers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad have distributed in the hells of North America during this past year over 34 million Muhammad Speaks newspapers.
Moments later, Elijah Muhammad, in failing health, addressed his faithful followers in what was to be his last Savior's Day appearance.
I said to you, my beloved, brothers and sisters.
Yes, sir, dear Father.
Give justice to where it belongs.
Yes, sir.
And don't try and rob people out of justice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If the white man in he has freed you and me to go to work for self, and you go all around the earth, you don't object, go wherever you want to, then he's not to blame today. You're the one to be blamed.
Yes, sir.
We all love to be equal with other people who are equal. Well, then do something to make them to accept us as their equal.
Yes, sir.
We can't sit off over here on the curbstone and tell him to come sit down with us.
Right.
No. We are lazy people. We want something for nothing.
Yes, sir.
That's what the way we are. We are lazy. We cannot take a country like this and build up cities from one end of it to the other, like the white man have done. Well, we helped him. Well, that was your fault. Certainly he was going to use you.
Yes, sir.
If you did not use yourself.
Yes, sir.
I love you.
Yes, sir. We love you too.
But I love you to do something for self.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And stop putting your faults on the slave master.
Yes, sir.
And I said to you in the name of Allah, Assalamu alaikum.
I shall resign the presidency effective at noon tomorrow. Vice President Ford will be sworn.
As President Nixon primed the American public for his departure from office, a similar transitioning of power was set to take place within the Nation of Islam. In the winter of 1974, Elijah Muhammad longed to have the one son who objected